The 7 pillars of green beauty, cruelty-free. What exactly does this mean? So you'll hear the terms cruelty-free and not tested on animals. Pink's Boutique, we are cruelty-free, we don't test on animals, so not the whole bottle, nor any of the ingredient parts. We are formulated in the EU though, which becomes relevant later on in this story. Over the last few years, cruelty-free is the thing in Instagram skincare that I see used the most. Very common on makeup brands as well. Seems to be kind of one of the trending words on brands that are made for younger people. Now, what is it? Okay, so cruelty-free by default is meant to be a product that has got no harm in its production to an animal. Not tested on animals, same thing. First tip you've got to realise, testing on animals stopped in the UK in 1997 and a full EU ban by 2009. So in the EU you are not allowed to test on animals, and you're also not allowed to sell products that have been tested on animals. So my first kind of question about it is, in the halcyon days of the Body Shop, it is no wonder Anita Roderick was screaming about this and about her advances in fair trade, because it was relevant. Is it really that relevant as a marketing tool when nobody can do it here in the EU? Like, what? It's obviously a hugely important thing that happened and categorically is a win, major win. But if everyone has to stick by that rule, then where's the marketing? Where's the USP? Where's what you've done? And that alone should make you think, is that brand using that as its big word just as a potential diversion towards making you think that it is more green? And I think why that happens is because as the consumer, somehow cruelty-free has been expanded. And the implication is, if you're cruelty-free, that you are also natural and organic and sustainable and all the rest of the pillars. But this is where it is. You could be cruelty-free, all that cruelty-free remembers, not tested on animals, no animal harm. You could be cruelty-free and be completely synthetic. You could be pure petroleum that's never been tested on an animal. So you could be synthetic, you could be a natural ingredient that's cruelty-free, you could be grown on organic soil or not grown on organic soil, and the one that's a complete head spin is you could be cruelty-free and not tested on animals, but still not be vegan. So it doesn't mean that because you're cruelty-free that you get all of those other pillars. You have to check through the brand and understand everything about them to make sure that it doesn't just simply mean not tested on animals, that there is no other indication of what it means for that ingredient list. And globally, and this is where the waters get a bit murkier, so we know about the UK, we know about the EU, but for instance, like the US is still can animal test. So there's some states that don't, so California, New York, Jersey, Virginia, but it is still an option. There's always, in the discussions of animal testing, the big red, China gets brought into this. Do not think it is only China that still has to, so you have to animal test to sell in China. So if you're an EU product, not animal testing here, but you wanted to go and sell to the 1.45 billion people of China, you will have to animal test. It's not just China doing that. There are still tens of other countries, but they're the most obvious one because they've got super scale and power behind it. So if it is something that's close to your heart, then you need to look at where someone is buying in, where your brand is selling, if they're selling in China. However, I get asked quite a lot that question, and we say, no, we don't sell in China because we don't, and they go, oh goodness, brilliant, I can still buy you. But it's just not that black and white. Like, fine, you can chastise a brand of L'Oreal and Lauder's size for selling in China and thus definitely animal testing. However, the reality of skincare is it's going to be L'Oreal or Lauder because of their prestige and their influence and their size of market in China, who will be the ones that will be able to pressurize the Chinese government to eventually stop this. It's not going to be a small organic brand that makes that happen. So just remember, the waters are always murky. There is always more to understand. There is always more to be educated upon. It's just not black and white. it is grey. And as far as the 7 pillars of green beauty go, cruelty-free is probably the one for me that an alarm bell would ring of, if that is the first thing a brand is telling you, it's because they're trying to make you believe the other things. And just have a look at it. Is there some more depth and some more pillars behind